Hey guys, real quick, I'm going to walk you through lead mining, a way to have totally passive income from a completely automated system that does the best thing there is. When people search for leads, they land on web pages, and when they do, we grab their information and we offer it to companies in their area, saying, hey, this guy's looking for that. Are you interested? You can grab this lead. Now that's great because the guy might be interested in grabbing the lead or he might not. Depends on how busy he is or whatever. But the reality check is we're not just offering it to one guy in the area. We're offering it to 100, right? So there's always going to be somebody who says, I want that one. You know, I need more leads. I'm behind today, this week, whatever. I've got time. I want that lead. Okay. And then when we offer the next lead up, I want that lead. I want that lead. So if you offer to a bunch of companies, some will always be at the ready to grab the lead. There's probably always 8 at the ready to grab the lead. Okay, so as long as the lead is priced right and the information you give them is useful, then they're ready to call through a bunch of those leads to see who they can lock in. So let me just show you real fast some simple projects just kicking off. Not a lot of traffic yet, but I'm going to show you where it's going and I'm going to show you the level of detail we can get. Okay, so just take a look real quick. So this one's for, unfortunately, auto accidents. In other words, when some guy does a search on Google and winds up on a page like this, it's probably because that guy, like this guy at this address, went to Google, went to this page, right? That guy probably got hit by a car, right? So did the police report, maybe got part of the driver's license, make, model of the car, whatever, and the police said, okay, now you need to get a lawyer, you know? And so he needs to get a lawyer and he's doing a search and that led him to our pages, okay? So we're picking up these hits for free. Nobody's paying. We're not paying to get traffic to this project, okay? This is coming totally on its own, day in and day out, whenever it's coming. Bunch of hits on the 19th, some on the 20th, some of the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Obviously, some days more guys get hit by cars than other days, right? Anyway, we capture about 30% of who these guys are. We just know who they are within seconds. And we instantly provide that information. We provide a small sample of the information to like 100 guys in the area. And then whoever decides they want to claim that can claim it. When they do that, they're buying the lead. So they're paying credits for the lead. So they just have a bunch of credits and they start using credits. They get the leads. And when they get the lead information, it's good information. It's the information they can go off of immediately. So as long as these are priced right to them, they are happy to call a bunch of these guys. So let me just show you what that looks like. Now, like I said, we had like 10 hits in the last couple of days here. If I go, or 7 hits, sorry. We got 2 leads here. I got emails, first name, last name, address, city, state, zip, etc. for a couple of these guys. So we got Timothy and Robert over here, each in their own place. One in Massachusetts, another in California. And there you go. That is the information that if I can provide it to the companies immediately, I mean, the moment these guys land on our website, within seconds, we figure out who they are. And within more seconds, like within 5 minutes on the outside, this information is offered to a bunch of lawyers in their areas. The California one, in that city, it's offered to lawyers in that area. The one in Massachusetts is offered to the lawyers in that area. Okay, so that's how that looks. Now, small project just kicking off. By the way, how much is that worth? Okay, so again, it's not like it's a lot of people. Not a lot of people get hit by cars, right, at one time. But these leads are worth an easy $125 a piece if they're at the right time. They're probably worth $250 because if you go to Google AdWords and you pay for these leads, you're talking about like $250, $260 a click. And there's no guarantee that all those guys call the lawyer. We've seen that though. LA DUI lawyers hits as high as $260 a click from Google AdWords, even if the guy who clicked the link doesn't call the company. So those companies, if they don't know who those guys are and they can't reach back out to them, that's $260 that went poof into thin air. Okay. And that happens all the time. So we're providing an incredible deal. Anyway, if it was 125 we were selling this for and it's like times 2, that's kind of cool, but it's just in a couple of days, right? And then say this happens most of the time. So if we divide by 30, okay, this project gets on a roll and we got divide by 30. Let me fix that. Times 30, because that's not what we're dividing by. We got that. We're going to divide by a couple of days. Let's even, I don't care. If you wanted to say 3 days even, okay? And then you multiply that out times 30 days, okay? That's like $2,500 that this thing makes on pure automatic, minus the basic lookup of the lead plus the texting expenses. And that's very, very low. So it's actually like 50 cents max per lead, even when the leads are retext at a slight discount in case nobody saw them the first time around. I'll explain that later. Let me show you what a campaign that's a little more mature looks like, a lot more. So if you're just talking a couple of months, you're going to start seeing something like this, and it's going to turn into like $2,500 a month. If you go out like a year, you start getting into things like this, okay? Where we just have a lot of hits, 24th, 23rd, a lot on the 23rd. These are worth about $25 each, obviously not accident attorneys, okay, in the 22nd, but it's pretty much a weekday business thing, okay? So if you go from the 22nd onward, there's like 41 hits here. Now let's just take that through. So we had 41 hits clear in, how many days was that? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if you take 41 divided by 3, that's how many hits a day. Say that was the best we would be able to do with this thing, or at least that's where they're at after a year. So we're going to take that times like 30 days. That's how many leads? 410. These leads are worth about $25 each, so this is 25. Okay, so this is a $10,250 a month project on pure automated self-selling mode. Nobody's involved in any kind of a human level. There's no need anymore. We're that far along. So these automated projects make money totally on their own with no one doing anything except for our systems are doing it. Our crew does it, but it's press button easy. So that's that project. Let me show you yet another one, okay? Here we go. We've got another one here, and this kind of information is very much the same kind of thing, except it's more. These leads also were worth a whole lot of money, okay? This is still 1020. We got 73 leads all on this page, showing 1 to 73 of 73, 1020 through 1022, right? And again, it's weekly, so I shouldn't actually be doing it by 30 days. I should be doing it by 20 in a case like that. So if I divide by 3 and then multiply by 2, you know, that's how much the other project really is by the month, about 6,800. This one's kind of the same sort of thing. It's used commercial equipment, fitness equipment. So knowing that, most of the guys doing the checks are doing it from their office during weekdays. So anyway, say, what do we have? We had 73. These leads are worth an easy $100 a piece. These are guys looking for used commercial fitness equipment because it's a lot cheaper than going to the store to buy a new. And this guy only takes the best quality stuff. No frayed cords, no worn out seats or anything, no cracks in the leather or whatever it is. So having said that, this guy, it is worth this guy's time. He also ships like worldwide. So it's worth anyone's time to talk to him about whatever kind of machine they have, and he'll just be able to make a sale like every third guy. But his equipment sells at like $20,000 and up. Some guys come for shoulder machines, some guys for back machines, some guys for leg machines. But it's not equipment for the home. It's like certified equipment for chiropractors to use and stuff like that. There's just all these things. Anyway, he's got these crazy machines. So even if it's like 5K up to 20K and beyond per piece of equipment he's selling, that's what he does. He drives around in a truck. He buys the stuff from gyms that are failing and they're going out of business and auctioning their goods off, and then takes it back. You know, after he inspects it and decides what he's going to buy, then he takes it back and sticks it in a warehouse and offers it for sale, okay? So these leads are $100 each. $7,300 in what? 3 days, 2021 and 22. All right, so if we take 71 divided by 3, that's how much per day. If we take that out times 20 days a month, there you go, 473 times $100 each, okay? And you're talking about like $47,300 a month that this page is worth, okay? It could be sold. And again, even if he can't handle all these leads, he can't talk to them, he doesn't have a machine for them all, do we sell these leads just to one guy? No, we could sell to many. I'll tell you what else is valuable. I showed you email, first name, last name, address, city, state, and stuff. What about like phone number? Okay. What about the age range of the person? You know, are they female or male? Are they like 65? Are they in their 50s? Are they in their 40s? Are they married or single? are there children in the house? You know, what's their net worth range, and what's their household income range, and how long have they been living in that house, and do they own the house or rent it? And their education level. Did they complete college? Did they complete high school? Do they have some college? Okay. All this information. So whenever this guy wants to buy a lead from us, he knows who he's talking to. Okay, he's talking to a female who's over 65, for example, right? She's been living in the same house for almost 20 years, which she owns. She completed college. So she's married, no children in the house. He can really understand the kind of person he's talking to. Net household income range 100K to 150K. He can talk to her smartly about what she can get, what's easy for, what's hard for, what kind of payment plans he's got, or just, we just take cash down or whatever it is he wants to do. But he understands that person, and where it is he'd probably be shipping to would be Michigan in this person's case, right? So on and on for whatever it is that we have for these leads. We have more data for some, less for others, but that's just the way it goes. Anyway, these leads are hugely valuable. If you were to pay for Google AdWords $100 a click, sometimes that happens, and people click and they leave, which is like 97% of the time. So out of 100 payments you make, you really need to be making 3 sales. Okay, that's what most people on AdWords are hoping for. 3 out of 100 clicks. So they have to pay for 100 clicks to get 3 sales. So they need to do the math and make sure they're still in profit. Do we have a better deal for them the way we do this? Yeah. The moment they buy the lead, guess how long it takes for us to send it to them? Seconds. Okay, all that detail that I just explained about this lead, seconds. They have it in seconds. Okay, so I want to make this point. What if we're offering this to a bunch of companies and then, some people come back to their phone like a minute later and they go, oh man, the lead came and left about a minute ago. I'm too late. I'm sure someone else got it. Well, say no one else got it, but everyone thinks somebody else got it because they just missed it. It gets resubmitted 5 minutes later, going last call for this lead for what they're looking for, because we know what web page they landed on, and we actually put code on the web page so we know what the page is for, so we can include it in the message. Okay, that's what's happening right now. That's about to be released. It's going to be put through all the pages. We already figured out what the codes are, so we're going to put them through all the pages tomorrow. And then that way, all the messages that we send these companies are going to be specific, not just Dan is looking for a plumber, but we can say Dan is looking for water heater installation, okay, in this area. And we'll know, like, what city the guy's in. Okay, that's really awesome. So let me just show you a little more. Okay, what is this? This is a very new thing. There's something kind of special about it, but what was it? Oh yeah, this is like a financial advisor lead. It's brand new for a company. Again, it could be sold to several financial advisors. If anyone's looking for financial planning and stuff, man, that's worth so much money to a guy who gets into that. So it's absolutely valuable. All right, and that's just a new campaign, but that's an easy $125 lead right there. Okay. Here's another one. What's this one for again? Oh yeah, Bowen therapy. Okay, so these are guys who could use something like a chiropractor, but they're looking for a more natural approach. Okay, these leads, 20 through 24, there's 4 days here. They're not worth a ton. They're probably worth $20 each. But again, in 5 days, you could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 guys in 5 days, clear. So if we just said 8, times 6 really for the 30, right? It'd be like 48 times 20. Okay, it's another 960 on the side. Okay, so it's just all these projects benefit each other. They benefit themselves. And so whoever's getting these projects, as they grow, they turn into a lot. By the way, these new campaigns, you might be thinking, well, don't I want this one instead of that one? And the answer is, it's not that simple. Like, well, I don't want that one. The answer is no, don't think that way. New campaigns are new campaigns. And then even with small sales, they're worth a lot. If this is $125 per guy, and frankly, I think it's $250 a guy, that if it's $250 a guy, right, that's worth 10 guys each from this Bowen therapy bid at $20 a guy, right? 12 guys each. If it's $200 a guy, then it would be worth 10 of these each, So it would be, where is it? That one would pay out a lot more than this status quo. Okay. But these projects are growing. All right. Let me just show you real fast what some of this stuff looks like from a texting point of view. Okay. When we first started getting these leads in, then it was telling us Maria, whoever it is, from wherever, Burlington County, and we made adjustments as we went. And that lead wants a certain thing, and then this lead wants something, and then that lead wants something. What do we got? Maria D, Trudy C, Darlene A, Pamela L, Debbie H, Richard P. Okay, well, if I go up, there's like 90 leads here. We should have about 125, but we didn't connect all of these things through to call tracking yet. But what do we have up here? We have Adela, Klein, Matthew, Darren, Lorna, Toby. These are all different people, okay? That's my point. This is 90 hits. If those 90 hits in the past like 4 days that this thing was tracking hits, okay? If you take 90 hits, okay, divided by 4 days, all right, and I'm just talking about, this is at the beginning of this whole thing, times, let's say an average like, I don't know, do you want to say $50 a lead, $45 a lead, whatever, I don't care, 45 a lead? That's like $1,000 per day. Times 30. So if this did nothing else but what it's doing right now, and that was it, if these projects stopped there, they'd be like $30,000 a month projects, okay, altogether. But no, these things are going to swing up. Let me show you what this looks like. Okay, so this is that auto accident. No, it isn't. It's one of the other projects. But anyway, take a look. Nothing for a while because we just got the thing up and going back in here. Okay, this is by the week, all right? That's why these are huge bars, okay? And then like 0 to 1 to 0 to 1, and then bap, bap, bap. Now, here's where we were building the project, and then we kind of, these are our hits in-house as we were doing our work. This is mostly us and bots and some visitors, okay? Now, it's dropping week by week, you know, and so the bots activity is dropping off because now the bots for the search engines have figured out a chunk of the pages. They're still going to come crawling through all the time. They're still bots, okay? But take a look at this. This is like closing in on 40 visitors a week right now, okay? That's cool, right? And that's 40 visitors a week since the beginning. But look, this is 52 visitors this week here. It's going to go down and then rise again, okay? We see it all the time. So I'll just show you another example, okay? Where is this stuff going? Okay, we've been doing projects like this forever, so we know. This is 2013 back here where we have the same tracking code. This whole project you're staring at has existed since 2013. Okay, look at this. In 2013, the bumps are so tiny that if you thought, well, how much money is it going to make in the first 6 months? And it was like, not a lot. You're like, well, then I'm not interested. Ho, ho, ho. That means you would miss everything that it builds into as Google gives it more credit. Check this out. With our old, outdated approaches to doing this stuff, look at this. Tiny little nuggets. 2014, look at how nice that is. So like the first half, it looks, oh, it's getting better. No, it's getting worse. Wait, it's getting a lot better. No, it's getting worse. It's getting better. Oh, it's going down. Wait, it's going up. It's going up. Wait, it's staying up. It's staying up. 2015, right? So Google gives websites a lot more clout with every 3 months, this 3 month, 6 month, 9 month, 12-month mark. And then from there, you get more. Google gets serious every year. Anyway, it's really every 3 months. Google's reassessing what they think and giving you bonus power for sticking around. Okay, so look at what 2015 was like. This is freaking huge. You know, you're talking about like 2,000 visitors in a week. Okay, not 40. 2,322. Okay. Then what? Then you got like 2016. Whoa, right? Just shoots way, way up over the top of this. It's like half over again. You imagine how much power's in this when you got like even 46, 48, 56, 7,900 visitors in a week. Okay. Now what? 17, 18, 19 kind of leveled off because we didn't know to refresh the pages back then. We weren't good at that. Okay. But take a look. How do you know that this is mostly human traffic? If it was bots, it would not have stopped due to COVID. The bots don't need to stop due to COVID. They wouldn't think to stop due to COVID. But look at that. All of this went, wow. Guess what? Those are the first few months of 2020. So you're watching normal activity suddenly take a massive drop. You're seeing the economy crash the way it did in 2020, right? So it's been down. Now what's 2021 doing? Climbing back up harder and better, like double 2020. Where do you think it's going from here? It's going to work its way back up. Especially because here's the biggest significant thing happening during all this time here. People are learning to shop online. Okay? Everything is going to just start to scream back up as it goes. Okay? So any one of you guys not getting it, I mean to make this point. Okay? We're looking at like 1,400 unique visits a week on projects like this, that these are even old. We aren't updating these. Okay. The ones we update and treat well, and Google gives more credit to because they're modern. I mean, this is old versions of our software back here. The ones that are modern are far more advanced, right? And they're going to get a lot more traffic anyway. So let me just go a little further. Oh, I wanted to show you another curve similar to that. Look at that. So where this is at 2.8K average weekly visits going since the beginning of, or mid 2013. What about this? This is from 2015. Look at how much faster and stronger it took off. You know why? Our systems were better. Okay. Now check this out. This thing climbs like mad. And then what? COVID. You can see it. It comes down to the level of where the bots are, right? Mostly this is bot traffic. There's human traffic in here too, for sure. So let's say maybe half of that's bot, the other half's human, something like that. Why spikes? That's redoing a lot of work, updating a lot of things, because now we reached a point where instead of getting rid of old projects, we're updating them. All right. And so now, boom, 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 it's working its way back up. Okay. So it's like 3.1K, but if we lower it to just 2021, again, what are we staring at here? Like 1,500 visits per week. Still, that's huge, right? If you had 1,500 visits a week and we capture 500 of those guys and we sell them at $50 each on average, think about that. What is 500 times 50? 25,000 a week. Times 4.3 for a month, right? Basically, $107,500 a month. Okay, that's nuts, isn't it? All right. Let me see what else is here. Oh, this is an old one. I don't even know why I'm showing, other than these were tier 2 websites. They did a much better job than we ever thought. And the pages weren't even built to convert anybody, but they worked. But a lot of it's a combination of bot traffic being a lot heavier because they're tier 2. They weren't meant to be seen by visitors. They got a lot more bot traffic than human traffic much of the time. Okay, so just interesting note. Having said that, this is our king project here, Locksmiths, right? These guys make a ton. They make about $75 per sale. Okay, and most of the guys who call a locksmith, once they land on the locksmith site, they call the phone number. So does the call go to voicemail, or does someone pick up the call? With our dispatchers, they always make sure to pick up the call. There's 175 guys answering the phone on first shift, 175 guys answering the phone on second shift, and 50 answer the phone at night, emergency crew, to make sure that they never let a call go to voicemail. If you call any of their numbers, it will always be picked up by a live human 24/7, no questions asked. Okay? And that's been true for years and years and years. We did their runs back in 2015. Can you imagine? They paid $180,000 for 2 years of development, and we just launched the sites. So long after they paid $180,000, they were making nothing. And then they got this trickle, okay? But they knew. And sure enough, give it time, keep it up. Don't neglect the projects, keep them up. And it goes up and it goes down. It's just the nature of the beast and whatever else. There are things that we learned over the course of the years, and Google made changes and it took time to correct, right? These are things that are not get rich quick. You marry a project and you marry it with the intention of sticking it out for years. People are still going to lose their keys, right? People are still going to get hit by cars, right? People are still going to need plumbers, right? Anything that's going to stick around for the next many, many years, and it's popular enough that you know what it is and I know what it is, then it's popular. And it's huge, and it's going to do very, very well. Well, look at the way these curves have gone, right? This is insane, all right? Some of these hits, if you come to the present, you're talking about like 42,000 hits in a week. Take 42,000, because we were talking about the average since the beginning. What if you get 42,000 hits? Heck, let's just say 40 for fun numbers. times 75. What if they're converting that much? You're talking about like 3 million a week. I don't know that they're converting everybody. They're answering the phone every time, and most of the people who visit the pages would call. But it's an insane amount of money that they make now with those sites, and that's why they kept them up all this time. This is a combination of 7,000 websites working together. Okay? Hence the 180K it took to launch the thing. Well, anyway, having said all that, this project, if you want a project like this, and it'll start off small, and it'll work its way up that ladder, okay? And you want a project like that, this is 15K, okay? And here's what it is. It's 15K, and we build it for you, and it'll do what it does, and we'll refresh it, and at the end of the year, you'll re-up the domains in the server, and it'll come out of your gains. Because what are you going to make your money on? The sales of the leads, okay, to the companies. The fact that the leads are being sold to the companies. Okay. Now, if you want to make a lot more, you want us to keep this thing up, then the idea is if you split half with us on the commissions, that gives us huge additional budget based on our performance. We have to perform to make our money out of that half because we have to make it grow to get our half. But in the act of making it grow so it pays us, it pays you. You keep getting 50% of the call revenue from all the calls getting sold through all the companies. Okay? And that's how that goes. So if you want to discuss that project, what it takes and how you get involved, if you have anything like 15K and you want to do something like that and you want to talk about it, give me a call. Okay. And Skype. Okay? So just making it clear, give me a call. We can discuss the projects. You can understand more of what's going on. And I cannot wait. Now's the perfect time to get a project going like this. It's late October of 2021. So you give it October, November, and December. And guess what? That's the first 3-month upswing, right? Where Google's going to say, how are you doing now? That'll be January. Guess what? People are starting to recover their money after New Year's. They're going to start building up their money from the paychecks again. So that's where 3 months have done you a great job because now you're visible. Okay? You'll start picking up chunk income from that. Does that make sense? And you can keep all the commissions, but if you want to let us keep half, that gives us a much bigger budget to be vested at a personal level on our end. And so we'll be able to do a lot more with your project than just what you pay for and have to stop at the end of the budget. We'll be able to continue to pull funds out of our own pocket to force it, whether we're adding more domains, adding more content, manipulating more content, creating more images, finding more videos, all the stuff we have to do to make that project continue to grow lands on us at that point because we get half of the commissions from selling the leads. You get the other half, which would make you, in that case, an angel investor. You're paying 15K for us to build a project like that out for you. It'll be a large metro area with a lot of people in it by an industry that either you want us to do or we'll choose for you. If you know what industry you want because you're just dead serious, and if you know what metro area you want because you're dead serious, let us know. As long as no one else has that combination, you're good for it. But whoever has that combination, we work that with them, their metro area by industry combination. Okay, there is room for everyone. There are 100 major metro areas with a lot of people in them in the US, and there are 100 major industries that make a lot of money all the time. And that's why you see these brick and mortar shops like plumbers and roofers and electricians and garage door repair and everybody else open all the time, carpet cleaners. There's so many great industries times so many great metro areas. It's like at least 10,000 that we can do all these projects for all of you who are seriously interested. And as a way of verifying that it's not going to fail you, let me just put it this way. We think this is too big to fail for a lot of reasons. And one of them is this. We're creating lots of parallel projects across the nation, right? If, for whatever reason, okay, your project isn't getting you paid well, then we'll increase the geo or add another industry in your geo. Part of it's just if you're really hooked on a geo, although most people aren't, such that you will do well. Because, like I said, there's so much room, right? 100 major metro areas times 100 industries. That's 10,000 spots to fill. Okay? We want our commissions. We want you to fund us angel investments. You're angel investoring us to make the project, and you get to keep half of the commission that results from the angel investment you made of a flat 15K. So if you make an angel investment of 15K, you could own 100% of the result. But you know, if you've seen Shark Tank, have you ever seen a shark offer that? No. What do they offer? A piece. Why? Because they know that the incentive should and is best split in half, right? And that, for those of you who are old enough or are, whimsical enough, if you saw The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, do you remember that Clint Eastwood was the shooter who would shoot through the hangman's noose so the guy could land on the horse and it rode off when he was getting hung? And that made the guy worth more, the bandit, the bad, or no, the ugly, sorry. And then the ugly would be worth more, and then Clint Eastwood would somehow magically capture him, in another town, bring him in. And then when they go to hang him, from a distance, Clint Eastwood would shoot the rope, and he'd drop on the horse, and off you would go, and now he's worth more. So that's how Clint Eastwood and this guy who has to hang by the noose, or is almost, that's how they make their money. Well, here's the thing. At one point, and here's the fun part, the ugly said to Clint Eastwood, they were by themselves, campfire in the middle of the night or something. And the ugly say, he goes, you get half and I get half. He goes, my neck's at the end of the rope. And when that thing pulls tight, you can feel the devil coming up on you. He goes, I think I want more. I want 60%, And Clint said, well, he was being thoughtful. He said, I see your point. He goes, but you do the hanging, I do the shooting. And if you're going to cut down on my half of the pay, it's liable to interfere with my aim. And the first guy thought about it and say, yeah, you're right. Let's keep it 50-50, right? Well, there you go. That's them in the 1800s figuring out how these things work, you could say. I'm sure it's been going on since the dawn of time. All right, so anyway, those of you who think like an angel investor, if you hand me 15K, it's for us to build this project. We do all of it. You do nothing. You just collect half of the revenue that comes out of it. All this stuff I'm showing you, all the lead hits, all the tracking, where it's going, all of this you have access to, all of the call information, you have access to these things. So you're totally on the inside of this. It becomes nicely transparent for you. That way you can get paid and feel really, really good about it. So there you go. Probably the easiest way. We mine the leads, offer them to the companies, let whatever company get them that wants them. We don't even need to set up contracts. We just start texting companies. If a bunch drop off, we can add a bunch more in. As a matter of fact, we build our software to already do that. So our software will contact up to 100 companies in a given area. But guess what? We might have 3,300 companies in the greater metro area, the whole county lined right up. If like 50 drop off, our software system, the next time it goes to text, it does a count, goes, 50 active, throw in 50 more. And it adds in the next 50 and texts them. Get it? And then if some of those guys quit, it goes, okay, down to 80, add 20 more. And the next time it texts, it adds them in. Why? So that we always have enough, so that we can always sell those leads. If we need to make any adjustments, we will. If we need to add more people, or if we need to lower the cost slightly, whatever it is that keeps the leads getting sold at a maximum rate for reasonably high dollar, but the people are really, really happy with the detail they get from the leads, because it's a lot of great information you cannot get from Google Ads. And you might think of the other options, like what about Home Advisors or Bark.com? Those give you leads, right? You buy them, $40 a lead if you're a plumber, $25 if you're a pest control guy or whatever it is. Here's the problem. Those companies sell those leads to multiple guys at the same time, and then they have to be in a bidding war on the phone. Why do they do that? Why not just sell to one guy? Because they got to run ads that they pay for to collect all those leads. So they're already spending like $40 to get the lead, 50 even. So they need to sell it to 2 people at $40 each to make their own money. And they want to sell it to 3 because they figure, the visitor's probably looking on their own anyway. So they sell it to 3, 4, 5 people. And so the companies hate having to use Home Advisor for all their leads and Google Ads for all their leads. We're giving them a huge advantage. Get a lot of information about these guys for a lot less cost. And you have that information right here, right now. You can contact them right here and right now. See the value in that? It's absolutely huge. It's more data instantly about people without them having to pay for them. By the way, if some of these companies run ads on their own, guess what? We get to figure out who a lot of those clickers were that left so that the company can reach out and touch base with them anyway. They can call them on the phone. They can aim to leave them a voicemail. They can, if they don't answer, leave them a voicemail. They can email them. They could even just look up the emails on Facebook and say, hey, whenever those guys log into Facebook, contact them with my ads. Okay. There are a lot of things you can do with the lead information. Okay. And that is powerful. Companies need and want that information. So we're mining it and giving it to them on a silver platter. Here's another thing too. Recently, we got into tools that never existed before. They're relatively new. They do great objective measurements of all the guys that showed up on the front pages of Google and how they got there, what they did right, and what they do in common so that it can tell us literally for all the major keywords we go after. You can't just have 3,000 words on the page. You need between 3,600 and 4,200 words. You can't just have 12 H2 tags. You have to have between 25 and 32. You can't just have 3 images on the page. You need at least 18. Okay. And because they're telling us that you need this many paragraphs because from here to here in this range, because they tell us this information, we know how to build that up. We know what the keywords and the relative keywords, related keywords are that need to go on the page because we're given a list. Include all these keywords in your content. So when we build this stuff now, and then we do our professional unlimited tier 1 spinning of the content, we're raising the bar. So we're building content to be at the top end of the game, and then we're creating tons of variation websites on it based on totally different templates, totally different images, totally different structures to the web pages, different placements of things on the page. Everything is different, and that's why. So you know what? All these graphs, these are going to get far larger pretty soon because even the locksmiths don't know anything about that. Even the content on their pages doesn't objectively rank for the main keywords. And the amount of traffic they would get if they went back through and recreated the project at that higher level would be a lot more. But I think right now, they're so happy where they're at, they don't want to work. That's where you want to be, retirement level. So that's what these projects aim for. So those of you getting into this is the time, right? Things are starting to come back up. They're going to continue. We may have more virus issues by now, but even in here, we had a second virus issue pop up, right? And this stuff's going to continue, but people are getting really resilient, really into the habit of buying. So doesn't matter how you look at it. The economy's going to improve. A lot more people working from home. Things are going to get better. And the search traffic's just going to leap up. But even if it just stayed here for the next 3 years, you get so rich. If you had 1,500 visitors in a week, and let's say we're capturing 500 leads, right? And they're selling for like, I don't know, $40 each is 20,000, and you're getting half of that. It's a tremendous amount of money. So yeah, play angel investor to us. Get the money in our hands to build a project on your behalf so that you can take home half of the company of that project, half of the project, right? I'm saying half of the company to emulate the idea of Shark Tank. I want to own half your company. Well, you're not going to own half the company. You only paid $15K. You didn't pay any $180K. You didn't pay $1.5 million. You paid $15K only, right? That covers us to do everything. We have to do everything. You do nothing. You just sit back and wait and watch. That's it. And collect your cash. That's it. Okay? So you just have patience. That's it. But having said that, you get that metro area by that industry, whatever that combination is, that's yours. And you keep earning from it. You earn half of what we do with it with the websites. And every year, you're just paying the equivalent of the domains and the servers, the reops to keep it up. And that'll go on I don't know. Well, I'll say for a cap of 3 years anyway, just to put a cap, because I believe in caps on everything, just in case. Who knows how things are going to look after 3 years, right? So just for our sake. But 3 years of absolute bliss, followed by whatever the re-app cost would need to be at that time. And God knows, it's 3 years from now. We'll figure it out. But in the meantime, you've made so much money. I mean, it could literally be a ton of money you make with that 15K in with 3 years staring you in the face of constant growth without any question. I mean, the re-app for the servers and the domains can come straight out of the earnings that you're getting. It's not even a question. Okay. So, and that will happen the first year. Even if for some reason a whole year passes and we don't get you there, we're going to re-app the domains and the servers on our own, because it's embarrassing if we haven't gotten you there by that. What it really means is this: we're moving you into the new industries and or new locations necessary to fill it up, add it in, fill it up, so that you start getting paid extremely well. Because yeah, I mean, there's so much room for us to do this right for everybody now. And with us cross-pollinating and learning from all the industries and all the locations, there's no way we can fail. We think we built this thing so that it's so big, there's no way it can fail. All right, I hope you find this interesting. Best thing in the world about it is we don't need to call a single company to land a contract. We just start texting them. Let the guys who are interested be interested while the other guys drop off. And if a bunch drop off and we want to add some more, that happens automatically in the system anyway. Because there are a lot of people in every location who want in. And again, all we need is one guy to be interested every time a lead goes out. And a different guy for the next lead, maybe one guy for 3 leads in a row, whatever. Okay? I think you get it. So how cool is that? Yeah, we can handle all the overflow of the leads, because if they keep hitting Dan and then Dan's too busy to do it, Bob's grabbing leads. If Bob and Dan get too busy, then Tom's grabbing leads. If Bob, Dan, and Tom are too busy, then Brenda's grabbing leads, you know? Anyone and everyone who wants to get a lead can get a lead. Just whoever hits the claim button and then the "Are you sure?" yes button. And then they just restock their credits to be in the game. They don't need to pay anything for the text messages. They just notice them and decide if they want to stay in the game for the running. Okay, if they want to opt out, they can. They won't receive any more leads. But that's crazy. We even give them 5 leads up front for free, everyone, so that they can see the quality and understand the value and understand how to engage them and understand whether it's a good fit for them. And again, whoever drops out, what difference does it make? We'll throw in more guys. We will wind up with plenty of hardball players in every location times every industry, because that's the whole name of the game, so that we all get paid. We all want to get paid, and that's the way to do it. Okay, there you go. Let me put this back up. Okay, give me a call anytime you want, and we can get this thing in motion. This is the offer we're making now, and you want to be in it. By the time next year hits and all these numbers have skyrocketed, do you really think these projects will come out at just 15K moving forward? The answer is, of course not. Certainly not. Okay? Get in now while you can. You know, whatever you have to do. If you can get SBA loan money for what's going on, now would be the time. Okay? This is an awesome program. Okay. I'll talk to you later, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to your call, and let's get you on a roll. Could be solar panel installations with the crazy hot summers we're getting these days. Can you imagine how booming that economy is going to be as the sun keeps blazing down in so many areas hit by a lot of sun across the nation in the summer times? So worth it to save on the electric bill, right? Okay, looking forward to chatting with you. Give me a call.